on CWR. First of all, let's wake you up with a bit of this, shall we? Little fish, big fish, cardboard box. Yes, if you are of a certain generation, like myself, you will remember clubs like The Escape in Coventry, the burgeoning rave scene, which we've documented over the years, haven't we, here on BBC CWR. I remember doing a dance music show back on the old Mercia FM back in the day, playing all this sort of stuff. But the days of meeting up in a dark room or even a warehouse or a field and dancing till dawn might now be coming to Coventry Cathedral. I know, wait for it, it's not the obvious place you would expect, wouldn't you, to be hosting a rave. But from today, you can head down to the basement of the cathedral for an immersive experience exploring Coventry's rave scene. The Drugs Don't Work has been put together by the artistic director of Daylight Robbery. Adrian Dowling Jones is with me live in the studio this morning. Hi, Adrian.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in this morning. Good to see you.
Thanks.
This is great. I love this idea of marrying up the rave scene with the cathedral. Where did it come from?
Well, it's taken a year and a half to actually get hold of the cathedral space, but as a child, we went there every weekend because it was free to walk around and whatever. And then about a year and a half ago, I noticed that there was a basement area, an old restaurant that had been like abandoned for years. And I asked about that space. And then I was introduced and shown there was another 5 or 6 rooms that had never been shown to the public before. So we were already creating a piece of work that should have been used when we staged Houses of Feeling at IKEA. This is as there's Daylight Robbery, we should point out, obviously part of the City of Culture back then in 2021. You were involved in that, weren't you? Just remind us of that, would you, first of all? Well, we had the IKEA building and staged Houses of Feeling. The project is called Reflection Media. It was 3 chapters, like a trilogy. This is the 3rd part. And the part that was staged at IKEA was documenting the rise of Amnesia House and the importance of the Eclipse nightclub and the Edge nightclub to worldwide dance music culture.
Oh man, it's taking me back there. And a couple of guys I know from that era, DJs who were there, Lee Torrance, Jay Holder, morning guys. Hopefully we're going to see you at this event at the cathedral. You give me that flyer you bought in there. I'm going to have a look at that, Adrian. You can tell me all about it. Okay, this is Reflection #3, the final part of Coventry's Dance Music Revolution trilogy. And it's all happening this weekend, yeah?
Well, it begins this evening. Some of the facts on there aren't correct because they've changed since they were printed. But it starts this evening. It's this evening is by invite, or you can email reflectioncoventry@gmail.com. And that's a grand opening tonight with Free Bubbly and the Lord Mayor's cutting the...
Really?
Yes.
Is she? All right,
yeah.
Great.
And but this afternoon, this morning at 11:30, I'm doing a private showing for the Dean at the cathedral.
Nice.
Because he walked into the room last week, and that's actually what I was doing in one of the rooms, setting lasers up. Yeah, that's exactly.
I'm putting on a rave.
but they've been very, very helpful and welcoming at the cathedral, and it's an asset that we're very lucky to get to use. Tomorrow evening, we're open from 7 till 11 p.m.
Right.
And Man Paris and Nev Fivey from Amnesia House are cutting the ribbon.
Wicked.
And Saturday from 11 in the morning till 9 in the evening, it's running as well. But all
that's free.
Everything's free.
Okay, we should say, isn't it? Right,
everything's free.
Yeah.
And there's a bar in the evenings, and it's very unconventional, but it's educational, and it's important that we talk about these things because this one's the final part of the trilogy.
Yeah, you were saying that. Yeah.
So
why is this in terms of the timeline and the story? Why is this so significant, this 3rd part, as you put it?
Okay, well, we document the first jungle music event to happen outside of London. That happened at the Edge Club in December 1993.
Because jungle is massive, we should point out.
That's correct. But throughout the world, everybody knows that's where the scene sort of really took off. So Coventry's important there. And then we've also made a Man Paris animation where he explains the perils that he went through with drugs and we've made that sort of he's real time like Mary Poppins against an animation background.
Right.
And then there's another piece of work called Teenage Wasteland, where we've documented 30 years of substances being in Coventry from people that have, well, experienced real life things, and some of them have given away their freedom for decisions they made in their lives. So it's very topical, but we've also given it that Coventry working class sense of humour as well.
It's gritty. It gets under the skin, doesn't it, of some of the issues associated with the culture at the time. Yes, we all celebrate the music, but as you say, there were some of the more darker elements, I suppose, if you like, of that. And as you say, that in itself, there'll be a generation of kids, like, I'm going to say you and I, Adrian, right? I don't know how old you are. I'm in my 50s now, but back then, 30 years ago, this would have been the height of what we would have been doing. So I imagine this is going to be, I don't know what sort of response you've had so far, but it's going to be hugely supported. You'd hope, wouldn't it?
Yeah, as always, there's a team like working on it, and we expect the numbers to arrive, but it's there running throughout big periods of time, so everyone's welcome at any time. And there's a lot of extras there, lasers and immersive sound that's been created, holograms.
Yeah. DJ classes.
There's something possibly going on Saturday afternoon. I'm not sure now. There's so much going on up there. We've been there for 2 weeks now setting up.
Okay.
So yeah, today's the big test. Today's the big test.
Well, look, I wish you the best of luck and giving the Dean a tour. That's something, isn't it? Did you think when you'd be doing this that you'd end up escorting the Dean of the Cathedral around what you'd be doing and, mashing together these two sort of cultures, really?
I didn't. No. I didn't really.
Yeah.
It's I was quite shocked when the Dean showed so much interest in what we were doing. So yeah, we're lucky to have the cathedral, and we're very lucky to be allowed to have been in there. Yeah.
I hope it goes really well for you, Adrian. Really
thank you very much.
Appreciate you coming in this morning. From Daylight Robbery, artistic director Adrian Dowling Jones, ahead of that weekend. The Drugs Don't Work is the name of the 3-day event. Reflection #3 at Coventry Cathedral. Let's just get it right. Invite only tonight, but you can still subscribe on the email.
reflectioncoventry@gmail.com, and that's with a free bubbly reception and the Lord Mayor cutting the ribbon. Who'd believe that? And who would believe that we'd be in the cathedral?
Wife and the Lord Mayor would be cutting the ribbon. Brilliant. Best of luck, Adrian. Good to see you. Thank you very much indeed. And free, we should say as well, for the Friday and Saturday events this weekend coming up. 5 minutes to 8 o'clock.
Phil Upton.